Hey guys, Game Guide here with Mount and Blade Warband, a Clash of Kings mod. So I have another mod video for you guys today, and I figured before I start this, I would give you some backstory on this mod, because it's actually pretty interesting. First thing I definitely should mention is that this mod is made by a single person, which is very impressive, and from what I've seen in my testing, he did a fantastic job. I mean, just look at the front page here, it looks very good. But some backstory on this mod. First off, there are 13 new factions. That's a lot. That is quite impressive how many factions there are in this game. About 900 new items, all of them period related and high quality, which is excellent. New NPCs, and they have major lords and rulers represented, new mercenaries, new companions, all with their own backstory, and new banners. Now that is very, very nice. 900 new items. That is impressive. And I don't know, that just seems like a crazy number to me. I don't know how many of you guys think that's also crazy, but one person adding in all that stuff, that's very impressive. And also, another thing that is huge to this mod is that this mod is actually based off a book, which you don't really see too many mods do. This mod is actually based off the book A Song of Ice and Fire by George R.R. Martin, and apparently this is a book they really loved. I've never particularly read it, but it does seem like a very interesting book, especially just based on the time I've played with this, and he's basing it all off this book. So if you've ever read this book, then that is very nice. So let's get into this. It does take a little bit to start the game here, but as you can see, it is pretty dark here, which definitely gives you a different feel than native Mount and Blade. Quite like it. You also saw that the opening start screen was changed a lot from native, which is another thing that's really cool to me. Definitely like that. Alright. Like I said, it does take a little bit to launch the game, so do not think you're crashing. I guess it has a lot to load. Alright, welcome to a Clash of Kings version 0.4. Before starting the game, you can choose if you want to assemble all NPC companions comfortably in the first tavern, which I definitely will do, because there is nothing saying I can't, like in 1776 American Revolution. So let's say yes. Game options selection completed, and we can continue along. Welcome, adventurer, to a Clash of Kings. Before beginning the game, you must create your character. In the various realms depicted in the game, from the hot deserts of Dorne and Emir to the cold north of Westeros, women do not traditionally hold positions of power, nor do they battle as the equals of men. Furthermore, choosing to play as a nobleman offers an easier start, but any kind of adventure can attain all the same goals as the lords of Westeros are keen to populate conquered castles and towns with loyal supporters. In the free cities of Essos, any free man might take his way through, although a noble one might have an easier time doing so. So this is very cool. This is much different than native. I love how he changed this. This is really nice. Alright, so let's be a male, an impoverished noble. Let's go... Actually, a page at a nobleman's court seems pretty good. Go to university, and... reason for an adventure? I guess wanderlust. So, I like how it compiles it all here and gives it to you in one big story. That is really cool. So I guess I'll read you at least part of this. You were born years ago in a land far away. Your father was an impoverished noble. You came into the world a son of declining nobility, owning only the house in which they lived. However, despite your family's hardships, they afforded you a good education and trained you from childhood for the rigors of aristocracy and life at court. You started to learn about the world almost as soon as you could walk and talk. Spent your early life as a page at a nobleman's court. As a boy growing out of childhood, you were sent to live in the court of one of the nobles of the land. There your first lessons were in humility, as you waited upon the lords and ladies in the household, There your first lessons were in humility, as you waited upon the lords and ladies of the household. But from their chess games, their gossip, even their poetry of great deeds and courtly love, you quickly began to learn about the adult world of conflict and competition. You also learned from the rough games of the other children, who battered at each other with sticks in imitation of their elders' swords. So yeah, I guess I'll just skim over this for you guys, so you guys can read it, at least with pausing. Alright, there you go. And we can click done. And now, because I chose an impoverished noble, I can have a banner immediately. And the reason I'm doing this, see, here's the thing. When you're doing your first impressions of a mod like this, you want to kind of have the easiest start possible. Obviously, you guys can go for the hardest start possible, like being a peasant, female, yada yada yada, because that offers the toughest start from what I can understand. I've never particularly done that, but yeah, you can definitely do that. Anyway, so let's see here. He has changed the banners, which is very nice. Definitely don't recognize any of these, which is cool. That's pretty cool. Huh. Might do that. That looks sweet. Wow. I don't know. That looks pretty cool. Yeah, a lot of these look really nice. I like it. Huh. Let's see. Ooh. Definitely has some nice banners. That's pretty cool. Okay, let's... How many banners did he add, I wonder? I know that he just said new banners. I'm not sure how many new, but wow, yeah. These look really cool. That's pretty sweet. You know what? Let's go with this. And yeah, there we go. All right, let's I didn't actually think about this. Just name him like Zach, except Z-A-C, just to be cool. All right, let's see. Strength. We'll give him 1. Intelligence. Yeah, that'll do. All right. So what can we put up here? First thing that I like to do is always, where is it? Trainer. Definitely want to increase that as much as we can because that will get our recruits trained up quickly. And I like doing that in mods especially because then you can see kind of higher classes quicker. Okay, leadership. Yeah. Good 1 in prisoner management. First aid. I don't really need healing for myself. Surgery. Yeah, it's a good idea. I have a lot of skill points. Tactics. And 1 more. Iron Flesh. That'll do. And we'll improve our one-handed weaponry since that's what you ordinarily use in opening game. Alright, so adjust your character's face using the buttons on the sliders, rotate the head, click on it, and drag the mouse. Okay. So here's our character. It's pretty cool. Also, in 1776, I also got lag when I tried turning this, and this does not give me lag, so another plus with this mod. I'm liking it. Alright. What do I kind of want here? Ew. Ew. I don't believe he changed up character customization. He certainly didn't make this worse at all by any means, but, man. Yeah, I can work with that, I guess. And we definitely want to change hair color. That doesn't look too bad. His eyes are kind of freaking me out, though, for some reason. Yeah, that just looks weird to me, but, whatever. Ew. Okay, no. Make him a little bit older. Kind of like that. Alright. I never really deal with any of this stuff. It's just a nuisance to me. Let's see. Yeah, like, I can barely see the difference in that. Just put it back. There we go. Alright, we're done. You know all about Westeros and Essos, lands torn between rival kingdoms, realms and cities battling each other for supremacy. A haven for knights and mercenaries, cutthroats and adventurers, all willing to risk their lives in pursuit of fortune, power, or glory. In these lands, which holds great dangers and even greater opportunities, you believe you may leave your past behind and start a new life. You feel that, finally, you hold the key of your destiny in your hands, free to choose as you will, and that whatever course you take, great adventures will await you. You decide to join a party traveling for Storm's End, Stormlands, take a ship to Goldtown Vale. So, you know, you have the standard, what faction do you kind of want to start in, or at least where do you want to be put on the map? So I think, it's a tough call, because I really don't know any of this from the books. So, let's go, let's go to Dorne, I guess. Stormlands? That kind of sounds cool. Let's go to Stormlands. You pass beneath the walls of Storm's End, where you are immediately assailed by an old acquaintance who offers to take you to a tavern. I'm sorry, I'm just bleh. When there, he tells you that the situation in the Seven Kingdoms has changed drastically since Robert Baratheon's death. His youngest brother Renly has proclaimed himself King of the Andals, and Rhaenyra and the First Men Lord of the Seven Kingdoms and Proctor of the Realm, are now negotiating for Lord Mace Tyrell's youngest daughter to be his bride, thus claiming High Garden as his ally and maybe win the Iron Throne. So, before I go any farther, I just want to say, sorry if I mess up any of these names. Like I said, I never read the books, so I'm probably going to be messing up a bit of this. So you can just laugh at me if you've already read the book and know exactly how to say this. I'm sorry if I'm completely butchering it. All right. You're exhausted by the time you find the inn in Storm's End and fall asleep quickly. However, you wake before dawn and are eager to explore your surroundings. You venture out onto the streets, which are still deserted. All of a sudden, you hear a sound that stands the hairs of your neck on end. The rascal blade sliding from its scabbard. So you have the opening fight as usual. And let's see how the opening gameplay looks. Very nice. Alright, so where are you, you bandit? Just take cover. Eh? Where are you? How could I hear the sliding of a blade? Oh, here he is. He's not even going to get to me. Yeah. That is a really simple bandit fight. He doesn't even have a crossbow, does he? I mean, he just has a club. I kind of like that. That's cool. That's cool. Kind of makes more sense for a bandit, but he heard a blade sliding from its scabbard. That's a little bit of a contradiction. So here you are, merchant. Cool. Are you alright? Well, I guess you're alive at any rate. I'm not sure that we can say the same for the other fellow. That's one less thief to trouble our streets at night, although heaven knows he won't be the last. Anyway, maybe you can help me with something. Let's talk more inside. Out here, we don't know who's listening. A merchant takes you to his house. Once inside, he stands at the door for a while, checking the street. Finally convinced you have not been followed, comes near you to speak. Alright. Hey, what's going on? Now, let me explain my proposition. We've always had brigands in the hills, driven to banditry by war, debt, or love of violence. Recently, however, they've been getting bold or leaving their camps and venturing into town, yada yada yada. They kind of want to, you know, take over the town and whatnot. They took his brother. This is the opening Mount and Blade stuff. And, you know, he's a lad from a prominent house. He wants me to get him back because he doesn't want, you know, his family taken hostage by bandits, but he doesn't want to pay for it. And blank. Okay. Huh. There we go. That was a bit of a glitch, so just make sure to do that if you ever get that glitch. So here's my proposition. You look like a lad. You've had a bit of experience with a blade, and now more importantly, you must have a bit of fire in your belly, or you wouldn't be coming to Caladria to seek your fortune. Here's what I'm asking you to do: gather a small party, track down these bandits, and, you know, give them a lesson. They won't do it again. All right, I'm interested because you always pretty much want to do this to get men and also to get money and such. All right, you won't be able to do this by yourself. He wants me to get 5 men, and I can do that. And we'll just meet him back at this tavern. Pretty cool looking place, gotta say. Anything interesting in here? Go downstairs? Huh. Definitely a cool looking place. Alright. Alright, so here we are on the main map, and look at this. This looks really cool. I don't know what it is, but Mount and Blade just always has that amazing look to it. Also, look at the castle. That looks much different than any Mount and Blade native castle. That's cool. Yeah. King's Landing is over here. Cool. That's definitely another cool castle. Bridge right to it. Yeah, I could definitely feel this game, this mod at least, turning out really nice. Alright, so let's go grab some recruits. And let's see what they have to say. So the village of Antlered, okay, Inn, looks very rich and prosperous. The fields and orchards are humming with activity. The freshly dug irrigation ditches suggest that farmers have enough spare time and energy to expand our area under cultivation. Seasonal laborers appear to be flocking here to help with the work and join in the general prosperity. You remember the village and the surrounding lands belong to the Lord Ralph Buckler of the Stormlands. So you have sell items automatically, that's pretty cool, buy food automatically, yada yada yada. So let's recruit volunteers. We have 2 Stormlands levies. Let's recruit them and see what we can do. Alright. So they look very basic. They only have, well, they have the spam stick. For those of you guys who don't know, this is a spam stick. If you just continuously tap the left mouse trigger in multiplayer with this, you can't be hit. This is the spam stick. That's funny that he gave him this. That's cool. Alright. Oop. Wow, that's stupid. Okay, accidentally click disband, whatever. Your orders, sir. Let me see your equipment. Wait, what? Oh, this is his. Alright. Oh, it's a common spear. Never mind. I thought that was the spam stick. It looked like just the staff. Alright. Now I need to get 4 recruits. That was stupid of me. Tell me about yourself. Alright, so very basic stats. Inventory management? You have inventory management. That's weird. Okay. Okay, well, I don't know why you have inventory management, dude. That's going to be very useless. Okay. Let's go to Storm. Wow. Okay. Lucky for you, you caught me in a good mood. Give us your coin and I might let you live. I'm not afraid of you lot. Fight me if you dare. So there's going to be 12 of them? Alright. Let's charge. Ooh, they also have health bars. That is cool. Health bars on guys, it's always something I've been really happy with in any mod. That is a very nice feature. Let's see if backspace works, and indeed it does. As you can see, I mean, really, this is just perfect. One thing is that this text is really small. I cannot hardly, like, I can barely read that, but that seems to be the only fault that I have right now. So let's see if I can put my mountain blade skills to good use here and take out bandits on my own. Hopefully I can. There they are. Health bars on these guys too. It's important. Wow, I didn't hit them in one hit. That's gonna be bad. Man, oh man, these guys take hits. Alright, let's just use our sword. Oh god. Oh, those arrows do like no damage to me though, so that's fine. The AI does seem better though. Crap. God, wow, you do like no damage. These fights could take a while once you get bigger armies. Wow, yeah, the AI is much better in this one, apparently. Oh, crap. Crap. Wow, these guys are being annoying. Oh, crap, one of my guys got knocked unconscious already, too. What? I hit him. Crap. Oh my god. I don't think I have any hope of winning this, do I? Crap. Wow. These guys are good. You know, typically you won't have too much challenge in the opening fights on Mount and Blade, but wow, this guy has certainly gone to lengths to make this quite difficult. God. If I just keep running around, though, I should be fine. But I definitely think a better sword will help me right now. Jesus. There, finally got one. I don't know if I ever got one before, even. Ah, just look at the number of arrows in me. Crap, man. What? Okay, I blocked that. Come on. Alright, got another. This is difficult. Okay, another one down. Crap, my horse. This may look just like normal Mountain Blade, but it's much more difficult to kill people. Good God, man. Oh, come on. Damn. I'm just... Alright, so I just skipped that, guys, and here we are. I just got destroyed by those guys. That was stupid. No, I'm kidding. That's not stupid. I showed the first part, but Yeah, that was crazy. Those guys took insane amount of health, and actually I didn't skip it. Yeah. All right, I showed that for the first fight. God. But wow. Okay. So yeah, I'm taken prisoner. This is what happens on Mount and Blade if you lose a fight. That is really sad for the first fight there. I would have skipped ahead, but I definitely want to show you the first opening fighting. Wow. I probably sped through that though, just to. Nah, I probably didn't. Ugh, God. That's just bad. All right. Let's get out of there. Okay. What do we have in here? Smoked fish. What is this? +1 to trainer well in inventory. That's nice. Okay, let's arrange our inventory here. So let's see here. Do we have any wool cloth, oil? Looks like he's changed some of the designs on some of this, which is definitely nice. Looks like no new items here, but that's fine. Let's see. Arms merchant. We need a better sword because, like, how much damage is this? 2419. That's actually pretty decent, but 4144. Okay, so yeah, they made weapons do a lot more damage. Like a sword, this was actually a pretty damn good sword in native, but this is just crazy for. Wow, yeah, alright. I was honestly not expecting that much of a challenge in the opening fight. Holy crap. Well, now you guys know you do not want to fight that many looters by yourself. And they also have my Stormland Levy in there. They're prisoner. Whatever. Alright, I guess we can just go to Storm's Pass. I'm much quicker. Like, look at how fast I'm moving. Damn. I guess I have nobody in my party, too, but whatever. 1. That's fine, whatever. Let's go this way now. Recruit volunteers. 5, that'll do. Alright, there. There. Done. Now we can go to Storm's End. Also, the control in space that allows you to go quicker in the game, that does not cause lag, which it did in 1776. Sorry about comparing mods, but I just wanted to make that perfectly clear. It does not cause lag when you speed up. Some mods do that. Alright. Let's go Tavern and talk to this one guy, and he'll want us to go ahead and attack the bandit lair and whatnot. Wow. Oh, yeah, I told everyone to meet up here. Right, I completely forgot. Ironborn Guardsman. Look good. Oh, here's the merchant. Guess I might as well talk to him first. And I just need to attack the bandits at their lair. Easy enough. But let's go look around here. Jonas, I guess. Good day to you. Good day. You look a man of war, sir. Do you by any chance have need of a squire? I used to squire for Sir Halbert Stone, but he died of a bloody flux last week, and I know no other trade. I can tend to your horse, keep the rust off your armor, and cook your dinner. Well, I'm just going to say no right now. I'm just going to talk to each and every one of these just to give you some backstory. Hello, would you be so kind as to have a cup with me? I'm down to my last bit of coin, and I'd rather not drink alone. What happened to you? It's quite the tragic tale, sir, and I'll tell you. I was on my way to Pentos, out of King's Landing, with a cargo of spices and peppers from Dorne. We lay in at Dragonstone for water, when Stannis Baratheon's Castellan comes and tells me that my ship is now in the service of the king. It seems Stannis is amassing an army on Dragonstone, and in order to transport it, he needs every single ship he can get his hands on. They emptied my hulls and gave me a slip of paper promising to pay me for my losses once Stannis comes into his kingdom. Much good that'll do me now. So here I am, no money, no ship, no crew, piece of paper, and no way home. Alright. That is a sad tale. Alright. You? Groznon Zolpaton. Yeah, totally butchered that, I know. Greetings, I am Graznon Zolpaton. I fail again. Son of Groznak. Oh god, these names. Who is son of oh my god, now you're trolling me. Now you are. Of the most ancient and magnificent house of Patton. Of the city of Astapor. I never heard of the house of Patton. Really? Well, perhaps you can be forgiven. Our ancestral lands lie far to the east in Slavers Bay. My family is one of the most prominent in Astapor, or rather was. A dragon has descended on the city and burned the good masters. Sounds like Skyrim all over again. I was on my way to Volantis when I heard about it, and I have been moving ever westward since. Proud my people might be, but I am no fool. I know my history. 5 times the Giscard Empire challenged the freehold of Valeria? I don't know. and 5 times my great ancestors were humbled, and in the end they were burned. I have no intention of returning to Slaver's Bay anytime soon, and my coin has not lasted as long as I'd hoped it would. Do you perchance need help of training soldiers? Training soldiers? Or a little bit of misspelling there, but that's fine. Training soldiers? Good master my father was, and his father before him. I can help turn your soldiers into unsullied, or as close as possible without cutting off their genitals. Alright, alright, that's funny, alright. Alright, let's see here. Felton Flowers. Greetings, traveler. Would you join me for a drink? Certainly, I guess. I'm Sir Felton Flowers, the former Master of Arms at Erie. I was promoted shortly after Lord John left to take up his chain of high honor in King's Landing, that of the Hand. With most of his household following him, the Erie did, in truth, not need a Master of Arms. But who was I to question Lord John's wisdom? He paid well, and it was a position of fair respect for a man bastard-born, and I did not want for nothing. Things continued much as they had once Lady Lisa returned, although I confess I would have liked to beat that son of hers, a weakling which is not what Lord John deserved. Anyway, recently a singer joined the Lady Lisa's household, a petty creature called Marilyn. Sadly, however, the Lady Lisa is very fond of him. When he tried to rape my maiden daughter, I beat him bloody with my own fists. And for that, Lady Lisa banished me. Not the singer, me. Not the singer, me. I had no choice but to send my family to live with my lord father in the Reach, and hit the road in search of work. Alright then. Yeah, definitely some funny backstory to that. Wow, okay. Connaught Bandside. Hello there, traveler. I am Sir Connaught Bandside, a traveling knight. How might I be of service? I don't really like traveling knights. Sorry, you don't get any screen time. Jasper Rivers, you look cooler. Yes, keep your distance, by the way. My apologies, sir. Might I know who I am speaking to? I have the honor of speaking to Sir Jasper Rivers, son of Sir Weldon Frey, true-born son of Lord Walder Frey, the Lord of the Crossing. My lord father has sent me out to gain some experience in the service of a master other than my lord grandfather, or so my uncle Ryman told me. I serve as a sworn sword of Lord Helmore Osgrey of Coldwater, and Lord Damon Marbrand, the Lord of Ashamark? Huh. I served under his son, Sir Adam Marbrand, in the field, though we did not see much action. I have distinguished myself in tourneys, but since the outbreak of war, my loyalties have been called into question, my father being a true-born son of Lord Walder, and I was honorably discharged. So, as you can see, I am no mere hedge knight. Very interesting. I fear I must be on my way to you, good sir. Alright. So, I mean, there's a ton of NPCs, so I'm not going to go through all this, because I've been going through this a lot. But yeah, definitely cool stuff. Can I go through? No? I wanted to get to the back, but that's fine. Whatever. So now we can go fight the bandits, and hopefully we can do better than in that failed attempt that I did. God. That was just bad. Alright. I guess we can just leave. Alright, let's go and collect a couple more men. I think we do need a couple more men just to make this easier on us. And where is this bandit lair? Storm's End? Oh, wait, first we need to kill these bandits. Alright, so let's fight these guys. And they'll tell us where their little lair is. What do you want? I've been looking for you. Tell me where you keep your prisoners, and I'll let you go. Ha, those prisoners are only going free if you pay the ransom. Did you bring any silver? No, but I brought steel. That is the most overused line in any mod, any Mount and Blade game, and it's quite funny, but still. Alright. Just like, come on, guys. Might as well just tell them to charge. You know, just charge. I'll just stick on your flank here. So let's see, where are they? There they are. Aw, I barely missed. Hoping I could get a nice little long shot to make up for last time's fail. Wow, my men are much better than I am. This is kind of that's kind of silly. Wow. Okay. I was doing horrible and they just kicked their ass. Okay. I guess that works. Okay. Wow. Kill count none. I am bad at this mod. That's not to say this is a bad mod, though. This mod is absolutely fantastic. Aye, spare me, spare my life. Let me go, and I'll go far away from here and learn an honest trade, and you'll never hear of me again. I'll spare your life, but in exchange I want information. Either you or mates kidnapped by the brother of a prominent merchant in town. Tell me where you're hiding him, and give me your word that you'll stop troubling the people of these parts, and you can go free. Alright, oh bless you, sir, bless you. We've done the lad no harm. We've been keeping him in our hideout near East Landing. I'll describe the area in detail, so there's no mistaking it. Alright, cracked staff. It's the spam stick! It actually is, too. That's a staff. Yeah, it's the spam stick, except it's cracked. Alright. I guess I can take some of the stuff to sell. Also. Wow, that's much better. That looks funny. Nah, I'm not gonna make my guy wear that. That's just silly. Let's take all this stuff to sell. Might as well just take all of it. Alright. So I advanced to level 2, so let's see. Oop, character. And intelligence, I guess. Why not? Let's improve athletics, and we'll also improve. What else should we improve? I guess looting. I don't know, I'm just kind of thinking randomly right now because I'm not too sure what to upgrade on this, and I'm going to leave it up to you guys. So that is going to end this mod video. I might have a little bit at the end, depending. I don't know yet. I mean, I think I've shown you everything there is to do with this mod, but if I miss something, there'll be something at the end of this. But for now, I'm going to say goodbye, guys. I hope you enjoyed the mod. Final rating on this mod is going to be... God, it's tough to say anything bad about this mod. I'm going to say 9 out of 10 just because I have not given this mod, like, I haven't looked completely into it. In fact, let's do one more thing. So far, it's a 9 out of 10. Let's just go take a look at the village kind of, graphics, and yeah, it looks very good. Also here an owl. I think they did a native too, but that is still very nice. Village elder. What do you have to... Wow, you look mean. Okay. Buy some supplies. Any enemies around? No? Alright. Any tasks? Oh, okay. They just want me to teach you how to fight. Alright. Well, guys, that ends this mod. This has been Mount & Blade Warband, a Clash of Kings mod. I hope you all enjoyed this. It is based on the book Song of Ice and Fire by George R.R. Martin. And with that, I give this mod, you know, I have to say 9.5 out of 10. I really do. There's only a couple things that I've noticed that was not completely up to... you know, completely up to standard, like some like spelling changes. Also, he said Caladri in one part, but you know, whatever. I'm giving it a 9.5 out of 10. I hope you guys enjoyed this mod. It is one of the better ones that I've ever seen, so definitely show this guy some love. Download this, try it out. Definitely suggest it. All the links that need to be there will be in the description of this video, where you'll get a download link and all this other stuff. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys in the next video.